everyone. Welcome back. This is another episode of Mystic Scales
And
and
Faye
Fairy
Tales
Tales
Podcast.
podcast. I'm Lee,
And I'm Jen.
and we are continuing our mini series this week with Ali Hazelwood's brand new release,
Yes!
Mate.
Mate!
Yeah,
Follow up to
super.
Bride.
Yeah, right in time for spooky season. And fun fact, we got to go to a release of Mate and meet Miss Ali Hazelwood.
Oh, I have to share
Um,
all of my fun facts, actually. I haven't talked about Comic
Literally,
Con.
I was gonna say Jen has even more fun facts and um craziness about Allie. So do you wanna, I
Oh
don't
my
know,
gosh, got
that could be
so
our
red.
intro?
Yeah, if you haven't joined us, Ali Hazelwood, we love her so much. We're doing this mini episode. Make sure to go back and listen to all of our episodes. If not, I mean, you don't have to listen to them in order. You're good. So yeah, like Lisa would start it off with, we went to the midnight premiere for Mate, or it wasn't a midnight premiere, it was a 6
It
p.m.
wasn't.
No, it
It
was a
was
great 6
long.
p.m. I loved that.
It
It
was.
was long because it was Ali and Nisha Sharma. They both had books coming out, so they launched it together, which was really exciting. That Ali,
Hmm.
most of her tour for Mate, I feel like, has been with other authors and like promoting other authors in it. Um,
Which is
and
cool.
not like they're, not well known. Like Nisha Sharma is pretty well known too, so it's like it's a
Hmm.
nice combination of the two. And they kind of like interviewed each other and like they're best friends, so you could see that. So
Hmm.
it was definitely like a more like friendly, fun environment. And I know that you told me when you saw Allie originally, like she gets nervous on like these panels and things. So I
Hmm.
think that was a more comfortable situation for her to just like be with a friend and talk.
Yeah.
And the best thing was she was dressed as the main character in Nisha's book, which is like
Yeah, that
so
was
funny.
funny. Yeah. Love that. We would do that.
Yeah, I know, right? That's something we totally would do. And then yeah, Lately said it was long because the Q&A was short, but they blessed everyone with allowing a picture and allowing you to get your book signed. But not only the book that you're getting that day, which was the new books for both of them, were already pre-signed, but you
Hmm.
could bring three other books, so you can get one book personalized and the two other books signed. So you walked
Hmm.
away with essentially four because it's the book that you purchased with the event,
Right.
for per author. So each author had a table. So it was so great and lovely they did that because the tickets were only the price of the normal book B&N, which is like just for the books. So I think it was like
Yeah.
60 maybe because it's two books, or maybe even less.
I think it was less. I think it was like 40 something, which like for two books, two hardcovers, like that's pretty average. So
Mhm.
then to get
No, it's
the
a paperback.
event, oh, I guess it
That's
is. But
why Allie's a
well,
paperback.
but it
But it's
is a
exclusive.
it's exclusive, yeah. Ours from the event, they're purple, which the ones you buy at like
I'm
Target
showing
or
it on the
whatever are
camera.
green. So I liked that. That was
Yeah, for
very
our
cool. But
listeners, you
yeah.
can't see it, but I'm showing on the camera because it is purple, and it does. Oh, I can't forget this part. It does come with exclusive artwork in the front
Oh yeah.
that Allie's friend does. So that is cool.
Hmm. So
And
yeah,
I
all
think
in all,
that's
a
it.
good price for the event. It's just like obviously we're all fans and like there were a lot of fans, so there was a lot to get through, but like Ali and Nisha are very kind people and will talk to you and want to talk to you. So and like the BNN space was like they knew that this was happening and this like was the volume, so they weren't like rushing us out or anything, which was nice.
No, yeah, I think we just didn't allot time. We didn't realize it'd be this like that long because like the closer you sit to the front, the closer you get to go. But it
Right.
was at like I think it was at like 5:30, not 6. So it was like right after work.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no way that we would have got there early enough to be like in the front.
No. Right.
So we probably waited like 3 hours to get our book signed. But maybe it was 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours. But
So wow.
we did it and we loved it. And we got pictures and it was really sweet. And leading into what happened the rest of the week, which was crazy. Um, I worked and attended New York City Comic Con. I do it every year. It's like one of my favorite things to do. So the event we had with Ali was earlier in the week, and then Comic Con was later that weekend. And it was like I think Friday maybe of the yeah, it was Friday of the con, and I was in the lower level where the cafeteria is. If you've been to Comic Con, you know what I'm talking about. And I was walking and I made eye contact with somebody and they made eye contact with me. And then I
Mm,
started like slowly walking and then they started work slowly walking and then we're looking at each other like, bitch, like we know each
do
other.
do
And
I
then
know
we
you?
stopped and we started talking. She's like hi. And I was like, hi. He's like, do we know each other? And then I literally looked at her and I said, you're fucking Ali Hazelwood to her
Oh my
face. And she was like,
God.
yeah. Yeah. And I was like, I met you on Monday at your event. And then we shook hands.
Oh my gosh.
And then we started talking, and I feel like I blacked out, but I was just like so excited. And I just was like, she was looking at like the pins I had. Like I had some pins on that were Five Nights at Freddy's, and I got them from where I was working. And they were like, "Oh, are you a Five Nights at Freddy's fan?" And I was like, "No."
Mm,
She was like, "Oh, my friend
no.
mine's like really great fan fiction." And I was just like, "Oh, that's so cool." And then I was like, "I didn't even know you were here," because she was not attending. She went as a fan because I
Mm,
knew all the authors that were going. Like
hmm.
she was not one of them. And she's like, no, no, I came for they have an interview with the Anne Rice's interview with the vampire. They had a huge panel at the end of the night on Friday. So that's what she came for. And I was like, oh my God, that's so fun. And I was like, well, it was
Very
great seeing
cool.
you. And then like I blacked out. I should have asked for a photo. I didn't ask for a photo at all. I didn't mention the podcast, which I knew I should have.
I
But
mean,
it's
that's
fine. Like I
okay.
was just so excited. And then when I walked to our friends, they were like, oh, is that like one of your coworkers, like one of your friends or something? And I was like, no, that is New York Times bestselling author Ali Hazelwood that I met on Monday for 5 minutes, not even, and she
Oh,
remembered me enough to stop. Oh, and she also said, wow, we had such a loving romantic look. Like, I think we were lovers in a past life. And I was like, yeah, we definitely were.
yes.
And my friends were
I
still
love
like, even when
that.
we mentioned it, like they're like, no, like I seriously thought that Jen and her were like old coworkers, like old friends. And I was like, that's how I felt. So anyway, that's how I became Allie Hazelwood's best friend. I did
Meant
message
to
her on
be.
Instagram, like from our account, and be like, "Hey, it was great
Mm,
seeing you," but Allie's not managing her social medias.
it's not,
Um,
but
so
still,
it was great.
that's very
Yeah, so
cool.
that's my connection to me with everything and Allie.
It's
And I couldn't believe it.
just,
And I was calling Lee, and I was like, "Lee, what the hell? I can't believe this just happened."
I know, literally meant to be. I love that so much. Which
But let's
we
talk
did,
about Mate.
yeah, it took us a minute to get in the right headspace to start it.
Well, I think we both
Um,
wouldn't know how we were gonna read it because, like, obviously we got the physical, but
we got
like
the physical, yeah.
we've always like I started collecting the physicals. You've had the physicals, so like that's not something we're not doing now. Oh, and then now because I have the signed edition, and then I have like three or four other signed editions now. I'm like every Ali Hazelwood book I have on my shelf has to be signed, and so far it is, and that's pretty freaking cool.
That is really cool.
Drop. I think
And
I'm only
kind
missing like three.
of kind of unheard of. Yeah, did I get I this whole month has been a blur. 'Cause I did buy the novellas for us to read. Did I get that signed?
I don't think
I don't think
so.
so. I don't think so.
We'll have to look
Anyways,
back when you like put up. Lee just moved, so when Lee's done moving and putting up all her books, we'll look at everything and see what you have signed and what you don't have signed yet.
right. It's kind of a bit. But we started reading and
Yeah, and then we did the audiobook instead
we did the audiobook and
with
it's
Mr.
Teddy
Teddy
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
And we were sold. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh, because it started, we were like, how do you say his name? Is it Cone or Cohen?
Oh
And I was like,
yeah.
oh, I'll just listen to the audiobook. And then I listened to the clip and I was like, oh crap, I gotta listen to this.
Well, it's just easier for me with audiobooks to get through them faster anyway. And then I had Spotify
And
hours.
yeah, and like a book like this, it's like a nice audiobook most of the time. And Ellie is a quick, like,
Yeah.
you can be driving, you can be working, and you can keep up with it.
Well, I've done every
Um,
Ally book on audio except for Not in Love so far. Not in Love is the only one I've been physically reading,
oh,
but I
that you've been
started it as an
physically?
audio. And then I had the
Interesting.
physical one, which when I met Miss Allie Hazelwood at Comic-Con, it was in my backpack while I was talking to her, so that was also hilarious.
Mm.
Um, and then also fun fact, the girl on Mate is the narrator from Shield of Sparrows. So that's pretty
Oh,
cool.
Oh, that
because
is
I
cool.
loved her in Shield of Sparrow. So she started talking, and I
Okay.
was like, "Girl, I know you." And
You're
we have to like
like
go through our
bestie.
things of why I know them. And then it was Teddy,
Yeah.
and then also Teddy was in one of the westerns I read. I thought he was in the
Mhm.
one I'm reading at the same time, and I was like, "Am I listening to this man twice? That's a lot of work." But no, I'm not. Um. So
No,
yeah,
but
that was like crazy.
he does a good job. Although, so I was reading it while I was like driving all over the place and or listening, and his voice gets so deep that I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I was like, Teddy, like it's too deep. Like I was like leaning forward in the car. I'm like, what did he say?
That's
Like I
so
know it's something sexy,
funny.
something important. So
Or
I
not.
had to
We'll see.
adjust. Yeah.
So,
So
what is your rating of the book?
oh, that's a great question. It's let me get the
I
official.
didn't
It's
have it pulled up.
not
I haven't
it's
written my review officially yet, because I'll like to come on my Fable. But I think stars wise, I'm most likely gonna give it like a three, or like a
yeah, it's
three,
not it's
three
not the
point
highest.
four. It just wasn't my favorite. If I'm gonna, I mean, we'll get
No.
into it, but it's yeah,
Yeah, I did 3.5. So, and
yeah.
I think I only gave the half because it's Ali.
Yeah. Which
Um,
kind of sucks. I don't like doing that because we should
I
be honest,
know.
even if it's one of our favorite authors.
But I mean, yeah, I just it wasn't the best.
They can't all be heavy hitters. They can't all be perfect.
No, no. Sorry about this one.
Let me see. My video keeps stopping anyway.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, they can't, they can't all be perfect. They can't all be the best books ever. And, we had a lot of critiques on Bride originally anyway. Like we
we
just
did.
don't
We did.
I think Allie has a very niche vampire and werewolf section that she likes. It's not the popular version of werewolves and
Mm.
vampires, I think.
Hmm.
And it's coming through, and there's an audience for this probably. It's just I don't think that we're that audience but it wasn't even the fantasy part of it. Like it was like the plot, I think, for me. And it was trying to
Well,
make the romance, the plots that she has in the other books fit into this, just didn't fit in this world.
right. It's like I felt like the world building wasn't there in a fantasy perspective. And like in her other books, she doesn't need to build a world, right? Like she might need
Hmm.
to build a little bit of the science or the academia, but everyone just fits. And I think what this was and what Bride was, it just didn't fully make sense. And we talked about it a little bit with Hot for Slayer, how that just followed the conventions of like vampires.
Yes, so it's
And
easier
that
to
and
follow.
that worked. Yeah. So, and again, like I just feel bad because I know that she loves this stuff. Like we've heard her talk about
Yeah.
how much she loves different fantasy worlds. So to see her like not succeeding in it is sad.
I feel bad
Um,
too. And I think you're right though about the world building because I texted you this too, like the action on top of that felt like it happened a lot off page. And like,
yeah.
yes, we get the climax at the end, which is also, again, the same convention she uses in her romance novels, where you get this like crazy action at the
Yeah.
end, but then it's quick,
Yeah.
or it happens and you're confused, or it happens and you're like, wait, what? Like, and then throughout this
Yeah.
book, because the fantasy has so much action within it, like, almost if you're doing like a nice cozy fantasy, but she wasn't with this,
Hmm.
like, they would talk a lot about like killings or like like fights they
Hmm.
had or the cult thing, and it's like I kind of wish we
Hmm.
saw that stuff. Like we didn't see a lot of it. I think the most like we saw right away was like that guy that ended up like jumping off and murdering himself. Like that's like
Right.
oh shit, but like she needed to take more risks like that, and I feel like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's her editors or what, like they're not letting her
Hmm.
fully get there, so a lot of things are happening off page, or and then we're just getting like the mundane things,
Yeah.
and there's no there was the plot of the like the risk and the things that were like over the character's head weren't as heavy
Hmm.
because of the twist that we get with what was wrong with the character. So like
Yeah.
it
And
changed the story a lot.
I think that there were a lot of changes. Like the beginning of the book, I thought it was going to be about how she's like coming into the public eye. She's like drawing attention to herself to like take attention away from Anna. So I thought we were going to get more focus on that story. And I was kind of
Hmm.
waiting for the who finds out about Anna, like, which I know she kind of did that in Bride. Like there was a
Yeah.
threat to Anna. But I like there was so much emphasis in the beginning on Serena being like a sacrificial lamb for the sake of Anna that I felt like that just kind of fell
Like that was
away.
the plot that she was setting up to go for the rest of the book, and it didn't come
Yeah,
through.
it
Yeah.
didn't. And and then like later when the cult comes in, like again, I feel like that is a new plot that just kind of like surges and you're like, okay, like where is this gonna go?
Which is what
And
interesting plot to do.
yeah, especially like I don't know. I thought she had really good names. Like Constantine was like a
Mm.
very like cult leader.
Yeah. Cult plot.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, she did it. And I thought it was really interesting the relationship with her mom
Hmm.
and uh and then like when like Cohen explains about how he like probably yeah, I probably killed your
Murdered her
mom.
mom. Yeah.
Yeah. And like that was one of the moments that was supposed to be like where she turns against him, right? And her aunt really was hoping for that, and she didn't, which
Yeah.
I like agreed with. I thought that was fine, but then it just yeah, there becomes like a lot of back and forth, and you're like, is Cohen gonna leave? He's not gonna leave the
His
pack.
pack. He's not
Like
going to leave the pack. We knew that from the beginning.
you
Like, come
pointed
on.
out, he's been alpha for what, 21 years?
Yeah, she said something like that. She
So
was like, wow, it's like he's so good at this. And then I'm like, yeah, he's been doing it for 21 years. Like, why wouldn't he be good at this? Like, I don't
yeah.
understand. Like, he would be at least like a trained machine at this point. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, some of the comments she made throughout the book were just like eye rolling. I was like, no, Serena.
Um, yeah, there were some, and I think it was moments like that where like she felt very young,
Hmm.
and it's hard because like number one, she is relatively young. Number two, she's a new wear,
Yeah,
basically, right?
yeah.
So like that's all like a young mindset. But I think again, like it falls into what you're saying is like there was a lot of telling and less showing.
Hmm.
And I think that just adds into the world building of it all. That just kind of fell flat. Like this almost felt like a novella, you know?
Yeah, it did.
Like it could have been. And like I would have still read it, you know? Um
And maybe it would have felt more intense if it was shorter because of that. Like you would have felt the stakes a bit more.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I texted you this. Like I was really upset with the chronic illness twist of it. I just was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was very excited. That sounds weird.
Mm-hmm.
I was very happy that Ali was shining a light on chronic illness
Mm-hmm.
and living with chronic
Mm-hmm.
illness and
Mm-hmm.
and the horror of it and like the intensity of it. And then when they had the plot twist that she wasn't chronically ill, she just was in heat, I was
Yeah.
really turned off by the rest of the book because it just like it just took away a lot from me. And
Mm-hmm.
it would have been different if this was something that was seeded from the beginning of
Mm-hmm.
like maybe it's not that, maybe it's something else. But it went on for a really long time in the book. And then there's so many parts that they had discussions where she's like contemplating her life of like when she's gonna die, what she has to
Mm-hmm.
leave behind, the letters she's writing, all these things. So it's like this changed the tone of the book completely and it felt like a joke. And it
Mm-hmm.
really, really took me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I would have appreciated more if it was like, okay, we kind of like get this feeling like, oh, maybe it's not what we say because the whole like seeing a male doctor and then seeing a female doctor and the male doctor like misdiagnose you,
Right.
totally real, so
Right.
real, loved
Yeah.
that. But like the rest of it of like if it was just from the beginning and then like if we knew that this moment is gonna come, like she has to eventually go in heat and she's gonna choose Cohen. But then they're like, that they can't be together and they can't like, are they really going to do it together? She shouldn't be doing it together. He can't. Like, will they, won't
Mm-hmm.
they? That would have created more yearning and more
Mm-hmm.
like intensity for it because then when it actually came, it fell flat. Like it was not
Uh,
like it was just like
yeah,
unnecessarily. I kind of wanted to skip past it. Like it
I
was a little gross. It
know.
sounded painful, and it was not like a lead up to an enjoyable
No.
like
It
intimacy encounter.
yeah, I totally agree. Um I definitely like in the beginning I was like questioning like when she went to the cabin and when she was talking about being like sweaty all the time and whatnot, I was like, this sounds like she's in heat. So like
I didn't pick that up. Yeah.
I kind of had an idea, but then yeah, when you texted me, I was like, oh no, like this is this is could potentially like ruin it. Like it, and I can totally see that. Like if you're really resonating with that chronically ill storyline, this twist was not a good one.
Hmm.
Um, and then I agree, like the when they finally do get together, it just felt weird. Like it wasn't cute. And the we could talk about the knot thing again,
Oh
but
my God.
like
Yeah.
why wouldn't she know? Why wouldn't someone tell her? You know, like why wouldn't Layla, the doctor, walk her through that? Why wouldn't Misery be like, LOL, guess what happens?
Well, Mystery was trying to.
Because
She did try to, and then Serena was
yeah.
like, "No."
So like part of me is like I like I like that Cohen is a developed man, you know, like he is an adult and he's like, "Oh, you've never heard about this. Okay, like let's talk about it." Or I need to like tell you things. He's not embarrassed, you know, he's not a kid. But
Hmm.
at the same time, it was just like, oh my God, we're really here. Like the I thought the like her stealing his sweatshirts, like the nesting stuff, like that was cuter than them actually like being together.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, everything that the way it was explained to, like it just like all the like tension building and the balloon and like I was like, this sounds painful. This does not
well, it
sound
probably is.
enjoyable. Yeah, exactly. So it like really wasn't that like I didn't need it. Like I really did not need it. Um and yeah, I think you made a good point like when we talked about outside of this that there's also this idea because of this like oh my gosh, they're like in heat or this things. It's like you're like, how much do they really actually like each other? Then how much of it is just a pull to each other, and how much of it is genuine? And obviously, we get to that afterward with
Hmm.
them actually being genuine and like they do love each other, and we've seen the love story throughout. But yeah, it does make you question it. And you know, Cohen even mentions that like him being alpha, does it make him then everyone around him just want to please him because he's alpha? Is that the
Mm-hmm.
same way? Like, do they actually love each other, just want to please each other because they're mates? Which obviously like we get the satisfaction that they do love each other, but like it makes you question. I think I feel like I was like uncomfortable in that sense. Like I know they talk about it
Mm-hmm.
like the consent thing, and they're
Hmm.
like not that I feel like they weren't consenting. I do think they were, but it's just like yeah, like how much of this was a pull from biology, and how much of it was like a romance pull in that sense. The magic of it, especially being
Yeah.
in the fantasy world, wasn't there. Like I feel like we've read other books where they have like mates and the pull. It just feels like the yearning and the magic of it. And you're like, oh, they're destined together. Allie hasn't
Yeah.
done that well, I think. It hasn't
I
landed.
think, yeah, I think she tried to skirt that by having Serena reject the mating bond in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, like, she is like saying, like, Serena had agency in the relationship and she did not choose him. Uh, and then, like, obviously she does develop feelings. So, like, when it comes to, like, because they never really, like, they say that they're mates eventually, but, like, Serena is she handles it in a more human way, I think,
Hmm.
than
Mm-hmm.
a wear way. And I think that's what she was like going for. Um, I also think it's interesting that like of course it's still like the guy falls first and like he's hiding his feelings, whatever, whatever. But this was a little more like political, I
Mm.
think. And I think Cohen was more like I think you could argue like does he actually care about her or is he just like physically attracted to her like in the beginning? Um and he's like fighting that because obviously like he has his celibacy and he has his pact to, and you can tell like from his character that like he means it. Like he's not, he might be a little tortured, but he's not like as nearly as tortured as like our other alley boys, you
Yep,
know?
yep, yep.
And I think then that the like chapter headers are supposed to be like our little like window into
Into
him
his eyes, yeah.
and to see like, oh, it is deeper, like eventually. So it's
I
just
mean,
all
and it's
around.
okay that he had to like she had to like live with him for him to fall for
Yeah.
her. Like I liked that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wasn't. What are some things you do like? How about that?
I
Just to end us
mean,
on this book, what did you end up liking in the end?
yeah. So I didn't, it's not like I hated it or anything.
Yeah, me
I
either.
I do think like it was a little slow, maybe a little unnecessary, but like I did like the maturity of it, I think.
Mhm.
Um and I what I really wanted to happen was I wanted like them to realize that Serena is not just Cohen's mate. She's like sh Alpha Part Two. Like they're Alpha together. Like I thought that was gonna
Mm,
be. So I wish that happened. But at least like I felt that way enough like about them together
you
that
felt the strength of their couple. Yeah,
yeah, like what you always say, like they don't need to be together, but when they are together, like it's
it's
better.
powerful. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
I
do
agree.
like that.
And I
Um
liked Serena. I really did. I think that she had a lot of ups and downs, obviously, but I liked her
yeah,
like deeper, drama and everything. Like I feel like she had a great journey in that sense.
I agree.
Through through her mental things and trauma and past and future. So, and I thought Misery, I told you this, I liked Misery better from Serena's point of view. I don't know why.
Mm,
I think she was just so funny too on top of that, and it just was different. And you really, I guess, because the whole book, the first book, we don't get their relationship, and it's just this person talking about how much they
mm,
love their sister.
mm,
But like seeing them
mm.
together, like really changed a lot of it, and
Yeah.
I think also helped with the perspective. If I like went back to reread Bride, I would feel that more.
Yeah. I definitely liked that she did highlight like their relationship and like they very much are sisters and like consider themselves sisters. So I thought yeah, she did a good job with that relationship. And we often do love like Allie's side characters and how they like
Yeah,
interact like the best friends. So it's nice to see like two best friends as the mains, and they can stand on their own, but we also do really enjoy them together.
I agree.
So,
Wow. Yeah, mate was a mate, you know. I kind of hope she doesn't continue in this world. I'm good. Like I think we're done. I think we wrapped it with a nice bow. Let's try
yeah.
something different. I love
Yeah.
when Allie even like does things that aren't just STEM. Like she puts her research
Hmm.
into something else. Like it's great.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Mm-hmm.
we'll see where it goes from here. We'll just see.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, do we know what the one in November is about?
Bound, the novella.
Is that what it's called? About
Oh,
it's
I think it's
audio.
yeah, I think it's about a five. I think it's a like a sci-fi
Okay.
maybe. I don't think it's like
So
regular contemporary.
because yeah, because the dystopian one
That's
that got
later.
greenlit is like June or something.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, sci-fi, I'm here for it. We'll see how that one goes. But again,
Hmm.
it's shorter, so maybe she can be like short and sweet.
But next
Here
on
for
our
it.
mini episode series, we will be going back to her core contemporary because I'm still finishing up my reads of them. Lee has read all of
But
them.
you're so close.
I know. Next, we're going to be reviewing Not in Love. I'm actually like almost done with the book. It's so exciting. After that, we'll go on to Wet, Deep End.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then we'll go to, I always call it Wet. I never called it Deep End. And then we'll go to Problematic Summer Romance. And we'll be done
Yay.
with the course. But and then we'll do the novellas that already exist and the newer
Yeah,
novellas and then all of the rest of Allie's publishing that she comes out with.
yeah.
So thank you guys so much for following along on this Ali Hazelwood journey. It's been such a delight.
So fun.
Oh my God, literally. And now we have these like fun stories too to add of like us meeting her. Like this
I
just feels like
know.
Ali Hazelwood podcast at this point,
It's
which is
just
great.
kismet.
Yeah.
It's so cute, and I feel like she would love it. I feel like she might be a little embarrassed, but in a good way. So Allie, if
Yeah,
you're listening, we really do love you.
we do.
So
We do. And, we can love every book and we can also have our critiques, and that's a-okay.
It is. It is.
If you're looking to critique books with us, though, definitely follow our book club, Mystic Scales and Fae Tales podcast on Fable. You can find us just looking at Fae Tales. And we also have like a side quest one where we read other books but a little slower. But we are diving into continuing the series we've done before and other books. So definitely join us along and you'll see those reviews and our full length episodes. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Fae Tales Podcast. And we hope that you are reading a great spooky season book and happy reading.
Happy reading!